Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting stuff when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, where it does kind of seem like the stock is thankfully and finally becoming a little bit more normal to go and get. Like it's a little bit more common. We can kind of, at least don't have to go wait until 3 in the morning to go get their consoles. But it's very interesting because it actually kind of seems like there's also still a big problem of just actually maintaining the stock that's actually sitting on the shelves themselves. Now, we've kind of been seeing other various things too, such as online being a little bit more prevalent, and even as of today, if you guys have been seeing restocks, or if you guys need to get some last minute Christmas presents, we have been seeing like a pretty good amount of flux and influx of new stock and people that will actually go get their consoles. But at the same time, in stores have still been selling out very, very quickly, and a lot of people are still concerned about, well, everything in between. So to talk about this, talk about the issues, and talk about the fact that a lot of employees are now coming out and stating about how kind of, well, bad the stock still is in this console. Why? And, well, obviously make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or $500 giveaway. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We have the Target link and Amazon links too for all those nice online checks or in-store pickups. You just want to look and see. And I appreciate you guys always so much for watching. Happy Christmas, and let's dive on in. We've had a very, very intriguing article over here from Kotaku, which they went a little bit more on the deep dive of actually talking to employees and discussing on the fact of how hard it still is to go and find the consoles or to maintain the stock really easily online and also in stores. Because, I mean, obviously, it's a little bit harder in stores, too, as well, because if you only get 10 and they're going to get sold out, versus maybe like 10,000 online for like a overall and regional shipping center, it's a little bit easier to go and, well, go online from that route. So they basically have like getting PS5 or Xbox Series X and S is sort of easier 2 years later. That is if you're still willing to wait for your console to ship to your home. So after 2 years on the market, you'd probably think that scooping up a PS5 or Xbox would be simpler by now. I do think it's gotten a little easier. It's not fully done yet, but it's getting to the point where if you really look throughout maybe like a week, 2 weeks, let's say 2 weeks, because sometimes restock waves are a little bit between, you're probably gonna get your console pretty easy. Like it's not that bad, it's not that hard. Some places have been up for a long time, etc., etc. So sure, there's still the semiconductor shortage the world is still contending with and a supply chain bottleneck that's expected to last until 2023, if not 2024. But as Sony Interactive Entertainment President Jim Ryan said at the annual PlayStation Awards ceremony in Japan on December 2nd, the company has apparently resolved all the long-term supply issues of the PS5, at least in Asian markets. So that's when Kotaku took the hands in there, where they said they called several brick-and-mortar stores just a few days before Christmas this year, and they were told that inventory for both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X consoles were either very limited or completely gone as of now. Now, we still have been seeing nationwide, like depending on your area and region, stock still being available. Like we've still been seeing folks having options and seeing folks getting consoles, which is very nice to see. But the one big thing is that a lot of folks, like let's say you have a GameStop store that had 10 stock with a lot of people in your region, that store is sold out. Now, we have been seeing restocking waves, and we've been seeing more stock and things being spread on out, which is great to see. I love it. But just for at least in stores, things are pretty much nowhere to be seen and found, which is very sad to see. But online, though, we've been seeing a lot more online options, and I would probably say online normalizes first, and then in-store right after, because there's probably some folks who may not even casually know about online orders or things like PlayStation Direct, etc., who maybe go and shop at a Walmart, Target, and Best Buy, and then maybe get a little bit excited whenever they see their consoles. So the truth of the matter is, while it is somewhat easier to get, which I'd agree with, on your hands to their next-gen console, doing so still requires diligence and patience, unless you want the smaller, cuter PlayStation or Xbox Series S, then you can wait for shipping. Now for me, I don't think I necessarily mind anymore for like a 2, 3, 4 day shipping, depending on the store. I don't think it's that bad, but it does seem like a lot of these retailer employees are confirming that inventory in brick and mortar stores are basically just unreliable, almost never showing up and just not basically there. So you might be tempted to call up your local physical retailer like Best Buy or GameStop with the goal of buying a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X in the store. That's certainly a possibility, though it depends on the console you're going for. A GameStop associate at a Manhattan and New York location called Kotaku over the phone that Sony's system is rarely in stock, and that does kind of seem correspondent with us, where a lot of places have been selling out pretty quickly as well, and when it comes to store shelves, it's gone within the week. The Xbox Series X is a little more common, and we kind of known that for quite some time too, because they've been, well, just not as instantaneously selling out. Botters and scalpers kind of got off them pretty quick, and as well, it's just not selling as much. So the associate said, but the same inventory issues arrive. Same with Xbox. So when it is available, it's sold out in just a few days' time, and that kind of means that window shoppers or people just casually walking on in, or casual gamers have still been getting and receiving stock with it. So the situation is repeated at the other physical stores, including Best Buy and Walmart, with store associates at both retailers telling Kotaku in brief phone interviews that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are occasionally in stock, but quickly go and sell out. Surprisingly, things are a little different at Target. So interestingly enough, an employee at a Manhattan store said that the PlayStation 5 was actually sitting on the shelves literally right now. And that kind of goes into what I've said a lot in my day-to-day videos or general updates, where sometimes these bigger retailers just have stock sitting around and there's just stock there. But you just have to get lucky. Like this, like the same Kotaku people themselves, like on wordage right here, they are saying their GameStop stores had no stock selling out at that current moment, 0 stock. And then they also had a Target, same location, same general area, same both in Manhattan, literally had stock. So it just always kind of depends on your region, area, and if you kind of check and be on top of all their spots. They are still hard to find, and they're still kind of rough, but at the same time, we at least have been seeing stock with it. So they did go and say, like I said, that stock's in there, but folks looking to buy one couldn't just walk on in, take it to the counter, and check out. Instead, you had to do an in-store pickup through the company's website, and if inventory was available, then you can walk in with money and walk out of a PS5. An eye-popping twist, though, the Xbox Series X was immediately available. So basically, they said the console itself, easily on the shelves, easily could be picked on up. PlayStation 5 is still, even though they have the stock in the back rooms, it's under the online order in-store pickup. And, I mean, we've kind of seen some Target employees that are just chill. They kind of do the same thing with Xbox, but it does seem like corporate policy is more on what they said in the article. I think it's been corresponding with everything else, too, as well. So the employee said, if I really wanted to, I could go buy a Microsoft console this instant. They were quick to point out, though, that all the system purchases, especially in the PS5, were limited to just one person due to security concerns and also to prevent scalpers. So basically saying online retailers are a bit better, and I would still probably agree with this one. If you guys even saw our day-to-day video earlier on, or keep checking those on out. Although those will probably end sometime soon, which is kind of sad to see. If brick-and-mortar stores are unreliable in terms of physical inventory, you may have a better chance at buying a PlayStation or Xbox online and shipping to your home. And as of right now, it does kind of seem like on-off depending on the restock range and how long they're in stock for. Every big retailer has been doing kind of good. Amazon has done like 5 different restocking waves for the consoles, PS5s. Best Buy, I think, has had stock these past few days and a few in-store stock. We've also been seeing general, like, GameStop, I think, on their third wave, Target on their third wave of the month. And it may calm down a little bit January and February onwards, but it kind of goes to show that we've been seeing a lot of good stock floating around these locations as of now. Kind of cool to go and see. But obviously some people just don't know. Like some people just are maybe just not as tech savvy, or some parents, grandparents. And as well, some folks maybe check it once a week and they're like, well, GameStop never has stock. I guess I can never get my console. Or they never do things like we've mentioned for Target, just doing in-store pickup. They may not even know that. Like they may just be going and walking into Target stores, checking the shelves, and they see an Xbox maybe and they don't see a PlayStation. They just don't know that you have to do a somewhat separate process. Same thing with PlayStation Directs. Some people may not even know. Like maybe if you're just not on YouTube or Twitter or whatever it might be, like for my videos, you may just not necessarily even know that even exists at the end of the day. So it's kind of funny because it's always, they say it's even finicky ordering something, say, from Walmart, as the company tends to partner with third-party sites too as well, and they are pretty much able to be bought. Although this article is more so, I think, referencing like those kind of like third-party parties where they're like, hey, you could buy one for $600, and they're kind of technically like talking about the scalpers, which is in theory still generally available and you guys could go pick up stock with. But do I encourage that? No. Do I think you guys should do that? No. Don't buy from botters or scalpers or these weird listings. You never know who's going to get your info, scam you, or just not even maybe send you even a used console. Never actually worth it. But kind of this article has said that it's funny because, well, places like Target seem like they're some of the best spots because we have been seeing consistent stock everywhere. And as well, they also do at least mention to the other websites. But I think the overall arching idea is that employees still have a lot of concerns. They have issues trying to get their consoles. They have issues trying to keep stock in stock. And it seems like everyone's still trying to buy out and sell out as much stock as they possibly can, which I can respect because people obviously want their consoles. And if they see a random PlayStation, they might just be excited, especially if they're not as in tune on the online culture or day-to-day restocking culture as well. So, and also funny enough, they do kind of wind down saying just go get an Xbox Series S. It's not the same. If you guys can, it's probably better to go and have the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5. If anything, just for the longevity of your consoles themselves. So let me know your thoughts and comments on all this type of stuff. And as well, just kind of curious to see. It has been better. Like, stock's been getting normal. Employees might complain about the stock and how it keeps on flying off the shelves. But at the same time, it has been nice to see that people have been getting consoles. It is becoming more normal, and at some point in the near future, we don't have to do any restock videos. We can finally go and just talk about games, talk about normal stuff, and move on with that. But let me know your thoughts and comments. Did you guys go buy your console online, or did you go and buy it up in-store or an in-store event? Would love to go and hear that. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or $500 giveaway. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Amazon links down below and Target links too as well to go check for stock. And I appreciate y'all so much for watching. Merry Christmas.